Wow, it seems like I just did that video about why remake Cabin Fever. Now another remake is coming our way. I guess it's been in the planning stage for a while. The original directors dropped out of it. And Eli Roth, speaking of Cabin Fever, who directed Cabin Fever, is doing supposed to be directing a remake of Death Wish, the classic Charles Bronson film. And it's going to star Bruce Willis in it. Why not, instead of just trying to do like a remake of, why not do like Death Wish Now or Death Wish 2016, or like a new Death Wish, not a remake of the original Death Wish, or something similar to that effect, instead of just trying to rehash the same form. And you could do like a different version of it, and that just called Death Wish 2.0 or something like that, instead of like what they're having now, you know, just trying to remake a classic film like that. You know, it's just, like I said, it's just showing lack of originality in Hollywood. You know, just do like some type of sequel, a modern day sequel to it, instead of just doing like a remake. I mean, I haven't seen Bruce Willis in a while. I know he's, after reading Kevin Smith's book, I never knew this. I found he's a pain in the ass to direct as a, you know, because Kevin Smith said he enjoyed working with him in that Die Hard with a Vengeance, that first PG-13 rated Die Hard. Then they did another Die Hard after that, which I never saw. And Kevin Smith was in that Die Hard with a Vengeance, a PG-13 one. I remember buying the DVD of that, watching it with my dad, and then whenever it came out for him to direct Cop Out with Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan, he said Bruce Willis was an absolute nightmare to work with. I don't know, it might be good by me. I'd rather them just do like a sequel to it instead of just remaking it and stuff like that, because Charles Bronson was the man. I was a big Charles Bronson fan, and I remember seeing, my dad was always telling Death Wish you saw on TV, and then we rented on VHS, and it was like, big difference. He said, boy, I didn't know it was this violent. And it started out pretty nasty with horrible sexual assault with, and Jeff Goldblum was one of the thugs. And I think that was his movie debut. And it was a great movie. And then, it was in 74, then in 82 they did Death Wish 2 and then Death Wish 3 and 4. And those were all cartoonish, kind of cartoonish. Especially 3 and 4. I love the scene where the old age home, whenever like you heard the guy go, ah, like that, and you saw like, they had like this big board. It must have hit the guy in the mouth, right? And then you hear the guy screaming, and you see these two little things, and say, what's that? And he goes, teeth. Now that was funny. I always thought that was funny. I've never seen Death Wish 4, The Crackdown, and that was pretty, that was pretty bad. But I mean, there was a scene where like this table blew up and there was these slugs around it, and then you see it cut before it blew up. You can tell they're all mannequins, you know. And then that was with Cannon. And then in '95, they had Death Wish 5, which is I believe his last movie, or he did Family of Cops for cable. I think that was his last like movie to play in the theaters, and that was through Trimark, and that was after Cannon Films went out of business, and that was pretty wild too. Not his best work, but I don't know. I don't know how Bruce Willis will do in this, but I think he'll do all right. But I mean, it's like I wish Hollywood would come up with some better ideas. I mean, stop doing all remakes. If you want to do something, at least do like some kind of modern day sequel to it. You know, like people are ragging on Ghostbusters remake. And they said, instead of making a remake, make it like Ghostbusters The Next Generation or something like that. Then they might, instead of just trying to remake it. There's my video. Well, Hollywood, I don't think Hollywood will ever learn. So, till next time, bye, please. Take care of my allegiance.